When a colleague steals Chelsea's brilliant idea for a dating app, she gets support from her neighbor and friend, Fisher. It gets weird when a wish upon a shooting star helps her control people. 3 weeks before Christmas, Chelsea happily decorates her place. She gets ready for her date with her boyfriend, Rod. Chelsea is excited about an idea she pitched to her friend and colleague, Maxine. She's hoping for a promotion to the brand team. Rod seems distracted when Chelsea asks for his opinion on her ad pitch. Rod doesn't understand how someone can be labeled naughty or nice on a dating app without knowing them. Chelsea explains that with the new interface, couples can take time to get to know each other first. They can later choose to place them in the naughty or nice category. She shows him the new interface and tries to check if anyone from the app is in the area. She finds Rad's profile on the app and asks for an explanation. Rod doesn't think there's an issue if she's on the app too. Chelsea reminds him that her profile mentions she's only looking for friends. On the other hand, his profile mentions that he's dating a few people. This will not end well. Thankfully, Chelsea doesn't believe that he was just checking out the app. When Rod admits he needs to see other people, she asks for some time to think about it. Chelsea thanks her cab driver for lending her tissues. Her neighbor, Fisher, has already started decorating his yard for Christmas. Chelsea's flatmate, Keegan, promised to decorate the house that weekend. She is planning a party and panicking about it. Fisher already knows Chelsea must be saving the day. Chelsea shares that she found Rod on the app. Fisher admits he never liked Rod anyway. He asks her to help him decorate if it makes her feel better. Chelsea needs to finish her pitch first for the next day, so Fisher offers help with whatever she needs. Keegan asks for Chelsea's opinion on the photo backdrop for the party. She doesn't have a theme or a photo backdrop for social media yet. Chelsea reminds her that the theme is love. Keegan then gets the idea of creating something about being on the good list for Christmas. She still asks for Chelsea's help with the backdrop. Chelsea wants to work on her pitch, but Keegan convinces her to help. Keegan wants to prove to her boyfriend, Zane, that she's not just a trust fund girl by throwing a great party for Chelsea's company. With Chelsea's help, Keegan gets a great backdrop in front of which she can snap her photos. Chelsea is working at night when the lights suddenly turn on. Fisher has put up her tree lights, so she doesn't feel jealous about his house looking festive. She invites him in and shows him her pitch. She wonders if Mrs. Kringle is too dated for young people. Fisher thinks the way Chelsea styled her is different, and Mrs. Kringle is generally timeless. Fisher also loves the interface and is excited about the naughty or nice list around the holidays. Chelsea is still nervous about Blythe's pitch. Fisher is sure it will not be as good as hers. Chelsea realizes this app wouldn't be possible without Fisher's help. Even the tech guys at her company praised his work. Fisher's parents are hosting their annual Christmas feasts from around the world party. That sounds much more exciting than Chelsea's family's Christmas in the Caribbean. She misses snowy, white Christmases a lot back home in Colorado. She's flying out to join her family on Christmas Eve and is scared about missing the magic of Christmas. Fisher still feels Chelsea is the kind of person who takes Christmas with her. Chelsea hopes this season's spirit shines through the next day for her pitch. Blythe's pitch is also about the naughty or nice list. She explains how it works, while Chelsea watches in shock. Maxine is also worried about how similar their interface is. Their boss, Simone, loves the idea and asks Chelsea to present her pitch. Chelsea nervously admits that her pitch is almost similar. Blythe and Chelsea deny that they discussed their pitches with each other. This seems more than a coincidence to Simone, and she hopes one of them didn't borrow the idea. Simone asks to see Chelsea's ad banner, which is also similar. Simone wants to assume this is an accident. She still lets Blythe take the lead on the campaign since she is a senior at the office. Simone still assigns Chelsea as Blythe's junior. Blythe is excited about the possibility of a promotion. Simone reminds her she will get it only if the campaign does well. Blythe suggests having her assistant, Judy, as her junior on the project. Simone points out that Chelsea's pitch had a more detailed design. She thinks Blythe should feel lucky to have Chelsea on her team. Chelsea nicely asks Blythe about who helped her with her interface. She mentions that Fisher, a software genius, worked very hard to add the interface to the app. Blythe claims that her husband, who has a degree in computer science in addition to being a yoga instructor, helped her. Chelsea directly accuses Blythe of stealing her idea. Blythe refuses to admit she would do something so awful. Blythe pretends that it's possibly because they both have such great minds. That is not convincing anyone. Maxine and Judy attack each other for stealing the idea. When Chelsea drags Maxine away, Blythe wonders why Chelsea thinks she would steal her idea. Chelsea feels heartbroken since the pitch was supposed to be hers. Her house is filled with smoke from the burnt cookies Keegan made. Chelsea doesn't want to help again after the horrible day she had. Keegan still convinces her to make one batch for her and Zane. When Chelsea succeeds, Keegan asks her to take photos of her and Zane. Keegan thanks Fisher for putting up the lights when he comes over. Fisher brings her favorite food after hearing that Chelsea's kitchen is in a mess. Fisher is sure Blythe must have stolen Chelsea's idea somehow. He doesn't want to let Chelsea give up so easily. Chelsea also knows she needs to do anything to prove that it's her pitch. Fisher is more than happy to help. He also thinks she is very sweet when making cookies for Keegan and Zane after all that. He wonders if she has heard from Rod. He texted Chelsea only to ask for his aunt's gift. Rod made Chelsea buy a gift for her when he got her name in Secret Santa. Let's hope she can see the problem here. Fisher wonders how Chelsea has so much to give, with everyone draining her out. Chelsea wishes the world wasn't so selfish. When Fisher disagrees, Chelsea thinks he's too optimistic for someone who has sworn off love. Fisher explains that people on her dating app only show altered versions of themselves in their profiles. Chelsea believes he's just afraid of falling in love and getting hurt. Fisher is comfortable the way he is, and is hoping to find some silly and perfect girl. Chelsea hopes a perfect Mrs. Kringle falls from the sky because she needs a Christmas miracle. Fisher points out a shooting star and feels like it's a good sign. Fisher shows Maxine and Chelsea some changes he made to the app. Chelsea is excited to show it to Simone, but Blythe interrupts them. Blythe informs them that since she's facilitating the campaign, any new app developments must go through her. Chelsea agrees to show her what they're working on, and they take it to Simone together. Chelsea shows Simone how the naughty dialogue box works. Even Blythe explains how the anonymous feedback with matches disappears after 48 hours. Simone is impressed with the updates. Simone asks Blythe to work on the text, while Chelsea works on the ad banner. Chelsea has already booked the studio that day, so they can cast Mrs. Kringle. A woman dressed as Mrs. Claus comes to meet Chelsea at the office. She claims she is her Mrs. Kringle but asks Chelsea to call her Kay. Chelsea is sure she fits the part, even if she doesn't remember contacting her. Kay explains that she has come to find Chelsea herself, so she can work on her own naughty and nice list. She makes sure to look at Blythe when she mentions naughty. This is getting spookier. Chelsea wants to discuss dress fittings with her. Blythe tries to suggest something, but Kay tags along with Chelsea. Fisher is in Chelsea's office to help the technicians with the interface. He still claims he came for Chelsea's cheesecake. Fisher wants to go for an overpriced rooftop dinner place this year for New Year. Chelsea wants to check with Rod first before she makes any plans. She thinks they're still in limbo and might still go ahead with their Santa Barbara plans. She is grateful to Fisher for the campaign and offers to pay him. Since he refuses money, she suggests they go dancing and gives him props for it. Keegan is upset after yet another breakup with Zane. Keegan refuses to believe she's needy, which is also why Zane broke up with her. Zane is still letting them have his venue for the party. Keegan is planning to find a new date through Chelsea's app. Rod assures Chelsea that ending things was a great decision. Can't argue with that. Chelsea is under the impression that they are taking time to figure things out. He clarifies that he only dropped by to get his aunt's gift. Chelsea turns up late at the office and finds that Maxine has already taken care of Kay's wardrobe. Chelsea discusses with Kay how she didn't get any sleep last night. She's worried about her roommate being so needy. Kay still feels it's nice of Chelsea to be there for Keegan when she's feeling low. Kay explains that her husband, Chris, is always worried. He was on call with her all night because he hates it when she travels alone. Chelsea wants someone in her life like that. Kay insists that she already does but doesn't explain herself. Chelsea rants about Rod moving on when she was hoping that things would work out. She also suddenly realizes that she doesn't want to be used. She admits that she feels the same way at work. She explains that someone stole her ad pitch. When Kay asks for details, Chelsea realizes that she let it happen. She knows she's too nice, which makes her feel lonely. She thinks Christmas would be perfect if everyone is on the good list. Chelsea loves how easy it is to discuss things with her. Kay admits that she wasn't always on the good list. She also thinks it's as easy to get back to the good list as it is to be on the naughty one. She claims to have watched it play out in the pages of her book for centuries. Chelsea loves that she's in character. Blythe tries to open Kay's book, but she shuts it down with some magic. Kay even honestly admits that she did magic. Chelsea guides Kay through her shoot and loves how perfect she seems. Kay explains that in the North Pole, they write out a life lesson for the naughty ones so they can be nice again. It's up to the people to decide what they learn from the lesson. Chelsea wishes her app was like Kay's book because she has a lot of people on her naughty list. Chelsea notices magic sparks on her phone, and Kay promises that it'll work just like the book. She still asks Chelsea to be careful of what she wishes for. Chelsea puts Rod on her naughty list and writes an anonymous message. She wishes that Rod would see how great she is. This creates some magic, which flows into Rod. In the middle of a date, he suddenly realizes how great Chelsea is. Rod drops by Chelsea's place in the morning with an apology and roses. He feels terrible about how he treated her before and promises to be better. He asks her for dinner the next day and compliments her beauty. He also feels like he is seeing her for the first time. Chelsea shares this freaky incident with Fisher. She doesn't believe that Rod finally found the right words to say. He now seems like the boyfriend she has always wanted him to be. Fisher finds it hard to believe that Mrs. Kringle enchanted her phone. She shows him the exact wish she made for Rod. She also remembers what Rod said about finally seeing her, which is what she wrote. Fisher jokes about getting on the app so she can test it with him. Chelsea asks him to be serious because her phone lit up like Kay's old book. Fisher suggests that she contact Kay with all her doubts. Chelsea is sure they can get her number through their casting agency. Kay still came to them before they contacted anyone, which seems weird. Fisher thinks Kay could have done something else to her phone or spoken to Rod. Chelsea knows she needs to find Kay to solve this mystery. Chelsea is still confused about how genuine Rod's feelings are. Fisher asks her to follow her heart. He wants her to be happy, but asks her to use this power carefully. Chelsea is thinking of all the good she can do with it. Fisher asks if she can make the eggnog taste better. She takes him to the kitchen and makes it for him. She also admits that she loves spending Friday nights with him. Chelsea gets a huge reindeer toy and macarons 2 weeks before Christmas from Rod at work. She explains to Maxine that they had dinner and brunch. Rod has been like a dream date since then. Maxine doesn't believe that someone like Rod can change so much. Chelsea asks Maxine to find out about Mrs. Kringle, whose checks can be with the accountant. Simone is excited about the app upgrade and Chelsea's role in it. Blythe suggests a boring slogan, but Chelsea feels it focuses more on the company than the brand. Her slogan gives them a holiday twist that Blythe can't argue with. Blythe lets Chelsea have the slogan since her interface was chosen. This is brutal. Maxine can't find anything on Kay since she is not registered for the agency submissions. She only filled a talent release form with sparks coming out of it. Maxine wonders if she can ask Fisher out on a date now that things are fine between Chelsea and Rod. Chelsea wonders why Maxine said it like that. Maxine clarified that she thought there was something between Chelsea and Fish. She feels relieved if there isn't anything. Keegan wants Chelsea to attend a holiday speed dating event at Piper's Pub. Chelsea wants to finish her work and asks Keegan to not be so needy. Keegan still assures Chelsea they can promote her app at the event. Keegan freaks out when Zane is also at the speed date. She decides to freshen up to win Zane back. As she heads to the washroom, Chelsea decides to help Keegan. She puts her on the naughty list and wishes Keegan would find her independence. Magic lights surround Keegan, who is much more confident when she steps out. She throws a drink on Zane's lap and wants to go dancing alone. Rod finds Chelsea at the pub and is jealous of her speed dating. He insists that he doesn't want her talking to any other guy. Chelsea asks Rod to take it slow and not make any rash decisions. Maxine tries to distract Chelsea, but she finds her way to Blythe's new office. Blythe brags about her promotion and her exciting new office. Chelsea gets very angry and runs back to her desk. She puts her on her naughty list and wishes that Blythe would only tell the truth. Simone praises Blythe and Chelsea at the team meeting for the ad campaign. Chelsea makes sure to credit Blythe for all her hard work. Blythe weirdly admits she didn't put any work into the app. She claims that she saw someone's sketches in the trash and made some tweaks for her pitch. Blythe is also shocked when she realizes that she admitted her fault in front of Simone. Blythe continues to be honest and explains that she didn't think her pitch was good enough. She then found Chelsea's pitch in the bin and didn't think she was going to use it since it was discarded. Blythe also admits she did it all for the promotion. Simone asks to see her in the office. Chelsea doesn't know what happened to Blythe after she left the office since it's closed for the weekend. She's sure Simone won't fire her over the holidays, and Blythe probably only got demoted. She's excited about how Rod and Keegan have also transformed. Fisher asks her to be careful, but Chelsea is proud of all the good lessons she's giving out. Fisher gives her his Christmas present from her favorite shop in Colorado. She hugs him and gives him her gift. Fisher loves the bag with his initials, but Chelsea doesn't think it's enough to thank him for all he did for her that year. Fisher claims she can thank him by coming to his parents' party. Fisher introduces Chelsea to his folks, Dee Dee and Danny. They've heard all about Chelsea and the time she moved next door to Fisher on the 4th of July. Chelsea adds to the story and informs Dee Dee about all the times they did something silly with each other. She also mentions that Fisher saved her when her boyfriend didn't want to leave a New Year's party. Chelsea praises Fisher for his talent too, and explains the work they're doing on her app. Dee Dee wonders if Chelsea met her boyfriend through the app. Chelsea admits that she met Rod at the gym, but thinks that she hasn't found love yet. Finally, some sort of realization. Dee Dee hopes Fisher can find some nice girl like Chelsea on the app too. Chelsea claims to understand Fisher's issues with the people on the app not showing their authentic versions. They all admit that Fisher has always been his true self. Dee Dee organizes some games before dinner, which Chelsea and Fisher enjoy too much with each other. Dee Dee knows Fisher is the nice guy Chelsea comes running to when her boyfriend doesn't behave. Fisher claims they're just friends, but Dee Dee feels they have too much chemistry to be anything else. Dee Dee is sure that Chelsea likes Fisher since she left her boyfriend to be with him. Chelsea talks to her mom about the upcoming trip while Fisher gets her a coat. She's excited to meet her family, even if it means she will miss the snow. She loved meeting Fisher's family that weekend, and thanked him for inviting her. Being with him also reminds her of how much fun they had in the traffic last New Year's Eve. Chelsea suggests going to the overpriced restaurant they talked about for New Year's. Fisher asks about Rod and her big holiday plans with him. Chelsea is sure she will refuse him if he asks her. She realizes that while Rod ruins plans for her, Fisher always saves them. 1 week before Christmas, Maxine informs Chelsea that she got the corner office. Simone has fired Blythe, but Maxine thinks Chelsea shouldn't care about her husband's pay cut. Chelsea finds Maxine and Fisher sitting close to each other and discussing something in the office. Fisher has brought over sandwiches to congratulate Chelsea for the app upgrade going viral. They all decide to eat together. Chelsea keeps feeling uncomfortable with how close Fisher and Maxine are. That night, she puts Fisher on her naughty list. She hopes he will see her the way she sees him. She gets interrupted by Simone, who praises her for the work and gives her a holiday bonus. Chelsea doesn't seem too happy about the promotion. She claims she is probably tired because the launch party is also coming up. Simone asks her not to work too hard and hopes to see her at the party. Chelsea uploads the Fisher wish and waits for the magic to happen. When Fisher returns home after shopping, he doesn't seem any different. He invites Chelsea to a party at his place the next day. Chelsea asks if she can bring something. He gives her a huge list of items and asks her to make it at her place so his doesn't get crowded. Chelsea realizes why Fisher is demanding so much from her. She now knows that since she took him for granted, he is doing the same thing to her. Chelsea is shocked to realize Keegan cut her hair and is wearing black. Keegan claims she feels free and loves her independence. She starts discussing the details of the party. Chelsea tries to take a photo of her, as she always asks. Keegan is too independent to care for validation, so Chelsea feels horrible about how much she has changed her. Chelsea and Keegan are surprised that Fisher has so many friends at the party. Maxine informs Chelsea that Fisher wanted to ask her out yesterday. He also admitted he had a crush on Chelsea for the whole year. Maxine is worried because he has completely changed in a day. He is more interested in Maxine now. Chelsea knows the issue is that she has been sending him mixed signals. Maxine assures Chelsea that she will never get in the way if she likes him. Chelsea finally admits that she likes Fisher, but has taken too long to realize it. She hugs Fisher when he comes to wish her for the holidays. Rod gets jealous of the hug since he also knows that Fisher has always liked Chelsea. She knows this is her mess and starts apologizing. She explains to Fisher that she put him on her naughty list after getting jealous when he was talking to Maxine. She admits that her wish led him to take her for granted, which is how she has always treated him. Rod ignores all that and asks Chelsea to marry him. Chelsea makes it clear to Rod that she doesn't want to get married and takes him outside. Maxine is hurt that Chelsea thought she would compete with her over a guy. Fisher is also angry that she put him on her list. He assures her his feelings for her are not there now. Keegan wonders if she feels different because of something Chelsea did. Chelsea admits she wanted Keegan to find independence from Zayn and her. Keegan hopes she can find a way to fix it. Chelsea wakes up the following morning to find that she is on the naughty list. Chelsea calls out to Mrs. Kringle at the office, who magically appears. Chelsea feels bad for hurting people close to her, but Kay knows Fisher will forgive her eventually. Chelsea now just wants these people to return to their true, imperfect selves. Kay informs her that she can make the change by putting them back on her good list. Chelsea wants to find her way back to the good list too. Kay makes her realize that since she's wishing good things for the people she loves, she will. Chelsea starts removing people from her naughty list, and they feel like themselves again. Blythe is trying to be honest in her resume. She suddenly gets back to her older self. She receives a note from Chelsea, who wants her to have her holiday bonus since she lost her job because of her. Chelsea bakes cookies and puts them on Fisher's door to apologize and thank him for always being there for her. Blythe turns up at Chelsea's place to remind her that she deserves the promotion. She thanks Chelsea for the check but claims she doesn't need it. Her husband made a lot of money in tech before he quit to do yoga. Blythe feels Chelsea is too sweet and assures her it's fine that she's not working for a singles dating app anymore. Blythe wishes Chelsea luck and asks her to use the money wisely. Chelsea finds Keegan at the party and is glad she's back to taking selfies again. Keegan is happy because her parents stopped by and are proud of her hard work for the party. Keegan still feels needy, but she is much better now and hugs Chelsea. Keegan now asks to take a picture with her. Judy tries to ignore Chelsea to pitch an idea to Simone. She asks Judy to pitch it to Chelsea at the office since Judy will now be her assistant. Keegan starts singing beautifully on the stage, while Chelsea apologizes to Maxine. She feels bad for hurting her feelings. Maxine also thinks she should have stayed away from Fisher from the start. She kind of always knew Chelsea had feelings for him, even when she didn't realize it. Chelsea knows Fisher might not turn up at the party because she really hurt him. Dane at the party loves how well Keegan performed. He offers to get a drink for her. Chelsea and Maxine decide which photo to get from the photographer, but Maxine takes him aside. Chelsea realizes Fisher has turned up at the party. She compliments him about how great he looks. She feels bad for being caught up with people taking advantage of her. She didn't even realize she was doing the same for him. Fisher assures her it has always been a two-way street with them, and he loves that about her. Chelsea still feels like she should have admitted her feelings for him long ago. They make fun of Rod and how he might suddenly turn up at the party. They decide to leave, but Fisher kisses her before they do. The photographer starts taking pictures of them, and they even pose for the camera. Fisher and Chelsea love the photos and want to use them for their Christmas card. They delete the dating app from their phones together and discuss how it will be like for them. When they watch another shooting star, they take it as a sign of a strong new beginning.